Welcome back to Key Talk Media. This host Key Talk. Check it out, man. All right. Hey, if you listen to my voice right now, make sure you hit the like button for me. Anyway, so some extremely sad and tragic news has actually happened to he's double M, but of course he claims double M4E. You know what I'm talking about? This is Yayo's other right hand man. You know, talking about his name is Bedo, and of course y'all know Bedo. You know, talking about Bedo. Of course, a lot of people like Bedo because he's just super authentic with everything that goes on. He just keep it 100, keep it real, right? Well, it does look like tonight Bedo was actually shot in his head, and this is the second time that Bedo was actually shot in his head. But we'll get more into those details. We'll work up to that actual story. But what we're going to start it out with today is the fact that Finesse two times is under attack. He's under attack by who? He's under attack by his stepson. You know, talking about Finesse two times stepson, Lil King, is in the studio with none other than Hustle Cartel, his new stepdaddy, right? So he left one stepdaddy and went to another stepdaddy, and now he's dissing his previous stepdaddy, who of course is Finesse two times, right? I'm gonna let y'all hear a little clip of it, and then if you want to hear the full thing, just go to my Instagram at Key Talk Media because I don't think I can play the full clip on Instagram.
Motion, but his ass a junkie. I know he living with his mama. Know that nigga broke. 2 times, matter of fact, also tell him up his car no. Junkie, I know Kwame is a bitch, but I'm a boomerang. I told Woody shoot his shot and shit in front of him.
Anyways, as you can see, a lot of y'all was laughing because who's in the studio? Woody. Why I said Woody? Of course, Finesse two times op, who's Hustle Cartel, and then of course his new op, well, his youngest op, which of course is Lil King. Now we take it to the comment section. You can actually see who and what y'all had to say inside of there. So of course the first written comment says, "In the back vibing next to that's a bunch of niggas famous for nothing. He's a kid, bruh. He's a kid, duh. He be lucky to make it into adulthood." I felt bad for him. A lot of people don't believe Lil King is gonna make it into adulthood. They feel like he's already living the adulthood lifestyle, shooting dice, scamming people for money, dissing Finesse two times, which of course is a grown man, which shows that he's inside a grown man business. And we know how the street lifestyle typically ends for a lot of the people. And he's starting it extremely young. You know what I'm talking about? He's starting it so young, it reminds me of like a Lil Rodney. But Lil Rodney was thugging way, the Fort Worth Lil Rodney was thugging way harder than Lil King is. You know what I'm talking about? Lil King in the studio and shoot dice. So Lil Rodney was toting guns and all type of other crazy stuff when he was around his age. Anyway, so I'm reading a couple more comments and we'll get to the next topic. Remember what I said, this grown man business. And so, or somebody else put a rat. King wrote that whole song for Hustle. So a lot of people, of course, is calling King a rat. They call, I said Woody a rat, and they call Hustle Gang Cartel they say he's like Sexy Red or Dyke or something like that. But anyways, let me get us over to the next topic so we can work our way up over to the Bedo situation, which, like I say, it ain't looking good, bro. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not looking good because he is still alive, at least from the clip that he posted. See, Bedo tough. I'm talking about like not in the sense of just being tough, but like he's literally like when they say hard body, Bedo's literally a hard body, bro. He got shot and he actually went and posted a video. You know, when you get shot, well, a lot of y'all maybe don't know, but when you get shot, the ambulance tell you to keep talking and do something that's going to keep you active and talking. What he decided to do was, talk to the phone and let us kind of know what's going on, which in fact was actually helping him with what he had just experienced, what he was going through, right? Anyways, now aside from that, working our way up into that, I don't know if this dude is like a rapper from Houston, Texas, but they did say he's from Houston, Texas, right? But he killed somebody, right? So this guy killed somebody allegedly. And obviously when you kill somebody, you're going to be in jail for life. But he called home to his baby mama, and he pretty much let her know that he let another man do some things for a piece of change. You know what I'm talking about? And the other dude ended up getting his name tatted. And he said he just felt the connection with him. So before I play this, I want to read my status over here for y'all. So it says, don't know him, but common sense says when you get convicted of murder and get 1,000 years, turning gay is often part of the story too. I mean, what else you going to do? You in jail for the rest of your life forever. A lot of people just don't admit it. If you wake up every day, even in the free world, and you're around a group of men all day, every day, that's subconscious psychological preparation. So I'm gonna play this combo that they had, and he's on the phone pretty much letting them know that he is gay.
Be on that type of time. I'll be rocking out this
So
house,
he
bro.
sucked your dick.
Shit. And I don't know, we just got a connection. Like, not even just on those sexual shit. That just was my dialogue shit.
So did he suck your dick? Cause I'm just really like I can't wrap my mind around you fucking with no nigga.
Did he? Yeah.
Did you?
No, come on, bro. I'm on my mama. We ain't doing none of that. Ain't none of that going on. None of that. I'm a man, bro. Why be here telling nigga all that shit, I'm the man. Ain't no nothing soft about me.
Oh, you put that big old dick on that boyfriend.
You want me to tell the truth or lie to you?
Tell the truth, bitch.
I mean, do I gotta say it? Like, I don't feel like I gotta say it.
Fred, you out of line. You gay.
I don't know, bro. Got my name tattooed on some more shit. So.
Yeah, you gay, Fred.
Bro, be on that type of time. I'll be rocking out this
So
house,
he
bro.
sucked your dick.
Shit. And I don't know, we just got a connection. Like, not even just on those sexual shit. That just was my dialogue shit.
So did he suck your dick? Cause I'm just really like I can't wrap my mind around you fucking with no nigga.
Did he? Yeah.
Did you?
No, come on, bro. I'm on my mama. We ain't doing none of that. Ain't none of that going on. None of that. I'm a man, bro. Why be here telling nigga I don't consider myself that.
I'm like, kids, you gay. You just said you fucked the nigga.
I guess. I don't know.
Your mama know you gay?
Shit, I told my granny first, then I told Brittany, I told my mama last.
That shit got my stomach hurting. I'm embarrassed. Like that's I don't want to be a bad mama no more. Don't do, I supposed to go up there on my kids. I'm not playing.
That's cool.
Do not go to TDC claiming me.
All it was expect, but look, at the end of the day, ask a nigga about me in this house.
I don't give a fuck. Well, your street credit, you killed the nigga turn gay. Like you ain't got no holler for nothing. And I'll tell you right now, do not claim me when you go to TDC. I'm not playing with you.
Say what?
Don't claim me when you go to TDC. I'm not your baby mama.
That's cool, Jamesha. I ain't doing no tricking on none of that.
You out of there, friend.
I'm there, bro. Be on that type of time. I'll be rocking out this
so
house,
he said.
Anyway, so as you can see, a very disturbing phone call, and of course, she even had something to say about it. She said, "This stop. This gotta stop. I've been through it all, but a gay baby daddy ain't asked for this." Now we take it to the comment section, see what y'all had to say. In our business stuff, it discussed, but I respect him for telling her half of them gonna come home, stick meat in women, knowing they like boys, which is actually a fact, right? He sound happy. He told his grandma he cool with it too long. Oh my gosh. So listen, bro, I ain't gonna read the rest of the comment. It's a lot of wow. I will read a couple more, right? He turned D-Lo because he can't fight inside. They'll end him. Chirk the back. These young dudes today going out sad, bruh. It honestly is not just the dudes today. It's just people that's in the streets, period. Listen, for those that's actually really deep inside the streets, that's actually catching bodies, that's actually going to jail all the time, they typically going to end up in jail. A lot of these dudes live more of their life. They got more years in jail than they have years outside of jail, right? Or their years inside of jail is almost comparable to their years outside of jail. And I know some of y'all in the comment section gonna be like, "Bro, I'm that same way, but I ain't never did no funny bunny stuff like that." Okay, maybe you haven't, but for the majority, I think the majority of them have. Of course, it ain't gonna come out like that. Nobody gonna tell you, but listen, wake up every day. You're around men all day. That's already preparation. Because then when you go to jail, what you doing? You're around men all day too. Except when you're in jail, you ain't got no way to get from around men. You just around them. You know what I'm talking about? So a lot of this stuff is just like psychologically getting you hip to being around men all the time, period. Right? Anyways, but if y'all want to read the rest of them comments, like I say, some wild comments on there, go to my Instagram at Key Talk Media, and then you'll be able to see the rest of those comments there. Right now, let me get to the next topic. Let me see. Is the next topic going to be? No, the next topic isn't going to be the Bedo topic yet. Instead, Andrew Tate came out and said something that actually a lot of people agree with, right? He pretty much came out and said that a lot of the problems and solutions happen from being around broke people. He said pretty much being around poor people. You want to be robbed? Be around a broke person. You want to be scammed? Hang around poor people. If you want to be attacked, this happens typically around poor people. So I'll read the status. It says, Andrew Tate says, once you get money, you begin to realize that most of the problems, risk in life come from being around poor people. Getting robbed, scam, attack typically come from poor people. When you're around other people with money, those are limited. So what do y'all feel about what he's about to say?
This is actually very useful to keep poor people away from me, because once you get rich, you realize that nearly all of the risks in life come from being around poor people. Might get robbed, be around a poor person. Might be scammed, be around a poor person. Might get attacked, be around a poor person. Being around poor people brings lots of problems, which is why rich people avoid them. That's why we have private members clubs and private jets. We avoid poor people as much as possible. Too broke.
Anyway, so if we take it to the comments, I'm reading a couple of them, we get into the next topic. The rich stay robbing the poor, though. Not lying. Hanging around broke because when you got some money, don't hit right, especially when they bumming or not trying to come up. All he's saying is get you some money and get out the motherfucking way. Why not help them get rich? Well, a lot of the people that you know you want to help get rich. Oh, somebody said he do, because he does have a program to help them. But also at the same time, whenever you're trying to, somebody else said, oh yeah, shot by JR, you know, talking about VB. JR says, to be honest, brother, them niggas don't be wanting help, just want a handout. A lot of people would prefer a handout over actually getting it off the muscle, getting it themselves, using their own brain and their own creative juices, and actually doing something with their own brain, their own business. A good example of that is welfare. There's so many people on welfare that a lot of people choose welfare rather than to get off that and go build their own empires, right? It's hard to build an empire when you're on welfare because the government's just giving you something. And I came up on welfare. You know, talking about the only reason I was able to move out of the hoods of Dallas, Texas at the age of 13 or really 14, was because my mama was on Section 8, and Section 8 got us out the hood. So even when we was out the hood, we was still living on Section 8. But before that, we was all inside of just everywhere in Dallas you can name. We was in Dallas, Garden, all over the place, right? But at the same time, my mama eventually, you know what I'm talking about, got herself off of that government welfare and just worked a regular job. Of course, we had to move from that Section 8 home, Section 8 house that they got us, down to an apartment, a smaller apartment, less rooms, stuff like that. But at the same time, you got to understand, you know, talking about, she still made that move to do it, you know, RP mama. Anyway, so I'm not even going to read the rest of those comments. We got a main topic that we got to get to today. And I do believe we got like just a couple more things to talk about before we actually do get to that topic. And then also on top of that, let me refresh the screen so I can make sure that everything that I'm pulling up is current and recent. Oh, yeah, we got, you know what? We're going to talk about, it's multiple things we're going to talk about before we got to this topic. We're going to talk about just one more thing before we actually do get to the topic, though, man. Listen, there is a female, and I can't show you the picture of the female because she's like halfway naked inside the picture, right? But this is a female who set up her boyfriend to be robbed, you know what I'm talking about? But the robbers, instead of going to go rob the dude, they actually posted a message just to show how slimy and backdoor these females is, right? So I'm going to read it to y'all. It says, okay, and then that's it's blank Bridgeland. Miss, when you come park like on the left side of the house, I'm gonna unlock the back door. You know how they always be like, oh, he got back door. Well, his own girl trying to back door. I'm gonna unlock the back door, but when you come in, make sure you lock it back so it won't look obvious. He keeps the safe in his room, so just walk in, and I'm gonna act scared too. So she's planning the whole thing out, you know, talking about. And then the guy that's supposed to do it said, what's the safe code though? She said he keep the key on his keys, but I think the code is blank. But he gonna give it to you when he see that switch. Cavante scary as Now this right, I don't understand it. It's a lot. Most other men that get back door, I would say even 85%, maybe even 90% is because of a woman that actually got buddy back door. Most of the time, that's what it is. You know, talking about, you hear it in the music all the time. Oh, he got set up by it. Oh, he fell for the bait. All this type of stuff, right? So then buddy asked, can I bring my homeboy? Which is kind of weird to ask, right? Are you gonna do a crime? Then she said, yeah, that's cool. Bet, I'm on the way. And then she said, okay, let me know when you come, please. Don't shoot him, just scare him into giving you the code. Baby, he keeps so much money in that motherfucking, I swear to God, we gonna have a ball in Cancun. So shorty is trying to get her man robbed by somebody else she messed with, and then use his money to take a trip to Cancun. You can't trust these women at all. And then, of course, last thing he said was, I got the shot. I'm finna pull up real talk. And she said, okay. So, like I said, I can't show y'all her picture because she is half naked. But if you look at the comments, a lot of y'all already know what's going down. Shaking my head. Then she'll turn 35 and want a 666 man after having 6 kids. Anyone, left, goofy is never show a female your stash spot, girlfriend or not. So bro was just texting her, go left real quick, and mans ain't talking. You know where after that hit. Is she still breathing? That's a good question right there. Just be tripping. Cold world. Oh yeah, I said it's a cold world. No J. Cole though. Yo, what the shake my head, but niggas. She sets up what took her to Cancun. 3 fish fries with a hella monogram shirt. Somebody said they would have got busy with it. But anyways, hey man, if you want to read the rest of that, go to my Instagram and Key Talk Media, and also you'll be able to see Shorty, but she's half naked, so I can't really put her on the screen because YouTube don't play them type of games. However, here is what I will say. Now we're actually going to get to the topic of Bedo. So Bedo was shot in the head. After he was shot in the head, he was inside the ambulance truck. Of course, he's got blood coming from his head down his face. This is the video that Bedo himself actually posted inside of the ambulance truck. Now, I will say something. I wonder why, actually, I'll set it after that, right? Let me just play the video for y'all.
Look at him. Driver? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna roll you over real quick, okay? Roll to your left side. I need to check your ass and shit.
No, I just got shot in my head. That's it.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm just making sure there ain't nothing else.
Hey, I'll say the word.
I can't breathe.
Good?
Yeah, we're
I'm
good.
saying, get
Let's
me
go.
right,
Hey,
fool.
give me some of that real quick. 4x4. Here you go.
I can't breathe. Fool.
I appreciate it. Yep. You need some alcohol or anything? Tank. Hey, you got a driver. All right. Thank you.
I'm saying I can put some over me. Look, I'm finna pass out until I can't breathe.
Pass it out.
I got you, brother.
It's kind of like the ambulance. I know they got to keep the whole situation calm, but they're not even showing care. You can hear somebody within their voice if they're showing care or not. It don't even seem like that they're actually showing care. Well, one of them, it seems like one is showing care, but the other guy's just like, oh, I'm so sick of this. That's kind of what his voice kind of sounds like, right? Because when he's saying he can't breathe, you would imagine that they would give him like some type of oxygen that they do have inside of the ambulance. They can give him oxygen so that way he'll be able to breathe a little better if he's consistently complaining about that he can't breathe. I would imagine that anybody that's got shot, they would automatically get some oxygen if you can hear them saying that they can't breathe, even if somebody got to hold it over their mouth because they've actually been shot inside the head. So I'm not understanding why they're not giving him any oxygen if he's consistently saying that he can't breathe, right?
We can just stay talking to it. Whoa.
Look at him. Driver?
Okay.
Anyway, so I said pull through Bedo. For those that don't know, this is the second time being shot in the head. This is Bedo's second time being shot in his head, actually. He survived the first one and is currently in the doctors for this one. So hope he's able to survive. The first comment says, why the fuck they ain't give him oxygen, which is a great comment. They don't care about him, obviously. And I can agree with that. It does not seem like that. Well, one of them seems like one cares, but forget about one sounding like they care, the other one sound like they care. I like to go off what are they doing to show that they care. So even if the one that I'm saying sounds like he cares, I would have imagined he would have gave him something if he actually cares. So in a way, it's kind of like they both not caring because they should have gave him some type of action or something. It just makes common sense, right? I'm gonna look it up. I'm not gonna do it on stream, but I'm gonna look it up afterwards and say, hey, when someone's shot in the head and they say they can't breathe, should you give them oxygen? Which I'm pretty sure they'll say yes, right? Anyways, the next comment says, dang. The next comment says, Dallas, the new Memphis. Wonder. Change your life today. You have nothing to prove to no one. First the stretcher, then the post-mortem table. Okay, we're not gonna wish death on Bedo for sure. But I will say that first part of change your life is definitely something that I do believe, because Bedo is the ultimate. Like when you think of a street, you know what I'm talking about? Bedo is the ultimate street, you know what I'm talking about? He has done everything. He's lived off the streets. He's been in all type of wild, all type of wild, crazy situations. Shot in the head before. all types of Bedo got a wild story, actually. He actually, you know what? Bedo might just have one. I always say Honeycomb Brazy got the wildest rapper story. Bedo actually has a super wild rapper story as well, right? And I really do hope Bedo's able to survive this. And once he does survive this, I hope he does make some type of changes too. You know what I'm talking about? Bedo is just so deep and stuck in the streets that that's just who Bedo is. Bedo, you remember, like, I used to come a couple years ago, and he said he didn't even have his license. He never had driver's license or an ID, period. Never had that, right? He always just straight in the streets. But he have recently got his ID for the first time. You know, somebody they asked him how old he was. He said 31. So 31, he just now got his driver's license. Everything else has literally just been off the streets. You know what I'm talking about? So let me read a couple more comments, and we'll actually I'm gonna read the rest of these, and then I'll wrap up the video for today. The next comment says, all that tough stuff he be on. The next comment says, Bedo, tell them folks why this happened. You the one that was on the highway in that Camaro. The internet don't know, but the city do. Mr. Welcome Down, ain't that's his new name? Yeah, he about to get up out of there. I think this is just a troll account. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I think that's just a troll account just talking. And then, of course, let's see what the comments say. Nigga, you don't know what happened, and why would Hella do anything when them boys on his neck? The killer was either beat. Oh my God. Okay. Didn't he just make a post talking about walk and peso karma sliding you? He need to make sure he slide for himself. Somebody said long. Okay, so like I ain't gonna read all the comments. The comments is I told y'all, the comments is one of the most toxic places that you can actually read, or anything like that at all. And of course that just comes with the internet. You know, talking about the comment section comes with being a part of the internet, whether it's extremely toxic or whether it's not extremely toxic. It's just all a part of the internet. So what I will leave y'all with today, I do in fact hope Bedo survives. Of course, he's one of those artists that I just will always be cover, because he's one of the ones that I was covering a long time ago. And I typically try to keep covering those artists that I have been covering for a long time. You know, Go Yayo just lost a partner. You know what I'm talking about? And also Bedo and Get Money Lil Runny was real close and tight as well. So if you know, this is like another tragic event for Go Yayo as well. Right. And I can just only imagine, you know, ever since Go Yayo's got out of jail, you know, he got his beard growing, he got his glasses on, and he just been kind of just, I want to say calm, cool, and collect, but it looks to us like it's calm, cool, and collect, but I'm sure it's a whole lot of stuff going on inside his head that we can't really see, you know, talking about. And also, I think the video cut off, but Bedo did say, check on my partner, said my partner good. So maybe this was a drive-by shooting. Maybe it was somebody walked up to them, and who knows? But I'm sure more details will be known, especially once Bedo survives. I know he will let everybody know exactly what went on. So with all that being said, man, if you got the option and the choice to stay out the streets, don't be in the streets. I know it look cool to be in the streets, you know what I'm talking about, because it's shaped to look cool, but in actuality, it's not cool to be in the streets. You ain't got to take that life. If you ain't got to go that lifestyle way, don't go that lifestyle way. If you're already in it and you just got in it, I'm telling you right now, you might want to get out of it, because your only options, what it seemed like from history and what all this is telling us, is jail or death. If you're okay with being in jail a lot of the time, and if you're okay with dying, then you stay in the streets. But if you want to live a long life, eventually have some kids or something like that, be there for your kids and make it to being like a grandfather, something like that, then you might want to get out the streets, because not everybody gets lucky. You know, Bedo is one of the lucky ones who survived the headshot, who's now been shot in the head and still up talking inside the ambulance and not dead. Bedo's one of the lucky ones that's even able to make it as far as he's made it, with being so deep inside of the streets. You know, talking about, so hopefully Bedo makes a full recovery. Anyways, let me know something coming down below. Let me know what you think about this entire ordeal.